and welcome to Naughty House Tips. Today we're going to talk about remodeling your house. We're here with Demetri Johnson, and today we're going to talk about remodeling your house. So I know Demetri has done so much remodeling in her years as a homeowner. So I just wanted to talk about that with you all. If you are a first-time homeowner, how do you start? Like, what would you say if someone is brand new to having a house and they have a fixer-upper? So what would you say? What should they do first as far as approaching remodeling?
Hello, everybody. First, when I first bought my house, let me just say I bought a brand new house. I'm the only person to ever live in my home, but it was built a grade. I came in the process where the house was basically almost completed once I found out about the house. The first thing I will say is when I first bought my house, my mom said to me, because I was like, oh, I want to do this and I want to do that. I just was kind of anxious about all the things that I wanted to upgrade in the home. And the first thing she said to me was, you're going to have the house for 30 years. So that took some pressure off of me. No matter how long you get your mortgage for, 7 years, 15, whatever it is, you're going to have the house for that long. So, unless there's a reason that you're flipping or something, of course, that's completely different. We're talking to, people here that want to stay in their homes. Don't put so much pressure on yourself. There is a process to even getting used to being a homeowner, like the different things you have to pay, the taxes, all that stuff that comes along with it. I would say just take a breather. That's the first step. Take the pressure off. And then when I was ready to renovate my home, I thought of a project that I wanted to do first. The first thing I decided I wanted to do was to get started with my kitchen. So in the home, it had this kitchen bar, countertop, and the bar raised, and so you could put, bar stools or whatever there. I didn't like that because it was a 2-tier thing, and again, everything was built a grade. So I didn't like that. So I knew that was the first thing I wanted to get rid of. So I had a friend who knew someone who was awesome at renovations. So I called him and I asked him, here's what I would like to do. How much would that cost? So he came and he gave me an estimate. I said, okay. And when I was ready, I started with that project. Now, that was not me renovating the entire kitchen at that time. That was just me removing that. I had to shorten the wall. So, it was a few more steps than just removing that thing. So I took that all out, put it, moved it back a little bit, and all of that. Had to put electrical in there because, your kitchen, you still need electrical when you're going to be working on your countertop, for appliances and things like that. So, excuse me. So that's where I started. I got an estimate on that. And then when I was ready, I did that. Okay. And then the other thing I would say is find out what you can do yourself. So when I was ready to renovate my kitchen, I decided I can take my cabinets down myself. I don't know what made me decide that, but I did. So I went to YouTube University, and for me, what I always try to do is find a lady that is doing what I want to try to do. Because my thought process is, if she can do it, then so can I. And I went to YouTube University and I found a lady that made a video on removing cabinets. And I followed her steps and I removed my own cabinets. Well, for me, that was a money saver, and you have no idea how accomplished you feel once you decide, oh my God, you do something like that and you go on YouTube and you're like, is this really gonna work? And then it does, and it's like such a sense of accomplishment. So basically, I guess what I'm trying to say is figure out what you can afford and do it in steps. I knew that I wasn't in a rush. I wasn't trying to, impress anybody, because I knew that when I renovated, I wanted exactly what I wanted, and I knew that would take time. So I did that. The other thing I stopped doing was eating out, going out with friends. I went on a no spending. A budget, yeah, because what I decided was if I'm going out to dinner and I'm spending, $60, $70, this was back when prices were not crazy like they are now, which was like, I think I got started in 2016, 17, 18, somewhere around in there. But either way, it was before prices were crazy. But when I would think about that $70 that I was going to spend in a restaurant, I was like, that's 2 boxes of tile. I mean, I literally put that in my head that way. Or whatever box, how many, depending on which tile you want. And I just started equating money to these things that I wanted to do in my home. It became a priority for me. Now, because I had some good friends who totally respected what I was doing, if they wanted me to go out, I'd be like, y'all know I'm on no spending, so I'm not going. You know what I mean? And it wasn't it wasn't a money grab for me, like, oh, pay for me. It wasn't that. And for them, it was like, no, we respect what you're doing, but we want you there, so we're gonna pay for you. And then sometimes I would still try to pay, and they were like, no, you're on no spending. And so it also helps to have support with you. So I did, all of that. And because of that, I was able to get exactly what I wanted. No matter what it cost, if I had to save to get it, then that's what I did. I renovated one bathroom, my guest bathroom. I hated it. I tore it out. Thank God the tile and stuff I used in there wasn't too expensive, but what the real catalyst was, because I'm more vintage, and my style is vintage, I found a clawfoot tub, an old clawfoot tub, yeah. And I was like, what's going on in here now doesn't work, but also I was gonna have to pull out the old tub around what I renovated. So I did that, so, sometimes, I feel like sometimes too, I move too fast with some things and it ended up being a mistake. So that's why I think it's very important to know your style, to understand, because right now I have a faucet, brand new, that I spent maybe $90 on that I didn't use because, it just didn't work in my design, but that was because I moved too fast. So sometimes, just pace yourself, put some things in your cart. Don't necessarily hit purchase. But because I was trying to purchase things, a little bit at a time when I got paid and, whatever, I purchased something and had it for a while, and then it was too late to return. And, but if I had waited, I would have known that that's not gonna work and where you're going.